It all makes sense. So I thank you for leading that spiritual journey because you were the first person to engage with her and hop off that stage and provide words of comfort that I think hopefully she'll still feel to this day. All right, so I'm going to step back and let you
Always.
talk about who you are and what you've been up to since being on the show.
Hey y'all, I'm Divine. Um, so I came into Horizon Worlds after clowning everybody for having a headset because I thought it was like so stupid. But I finally got a headset, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring my business in here because I like people. I like connecting with people, and people like me. But coming into Horizon, y'all, listen, it was nothing that I thought it would be. Um, I was able to get support, and you know what? Great JVNity, um, Dot and Y, Lucky Pro, Nello Nello, Parsival. A lot of those people helped me with my first world, and um, it helped me to just connect with people, bring people together, show them more about what I'm about, and just the services that I wanted to bring in here. But um, I came in here for my spiritual business. I ended up getting opportunities because of the spaces that I was holding to do corporate bills. I've done work with Target, I've worked with Meta, I've fast forward, I've worked with um, companies that came to space. We did a work for Maya. The point to what I'm saying is I came in here for one thing, and that was just to share my gifts, my talents, my skills. That opened doors for me to do things that I didn't even want to do. I didn't even know how to do before I even became a builder, before I even knew how to really build. I was hired to do something I didn't even know how to do. So that just blows my mind um to say if you do what God calls you to do, then you will always be placed in environments that you don't even think that you're qualified for. So now um I'm learning how to build with Blender, and I've been making tri mesh worlds and things like that just to express more of my business and my skills, things like that. But it's not even about the art for me being in here. I think that I've grown a lot more as a person. I've grown more humble as a person because I've experienced a lot of things in here that, at first my mindset was just like, why me? But now it's more so like, I don't know, I'm just developing more as a human. And um, Horizon Worlds, the people in here that you meet, no matter if they burn you, no matter if they support you, eventually you'll be grateful for everything. And I'm just focusing on me, just creating more of the things that I want to do and just taking it one step at a time. That's all.
Man, that's amazing. Like the one thing that always sticks out for me with Divine is her resilience because I know it hasn't always been easy. Um, and you do a lot of stuff under the radar. And I don't think people really understand how much you're involved with sometimes. Because even the Target build, we talk about that. For those that don't know,
Mm-hmm.
Target came into the space, and Divine was on that build, and she didn't tell anybody. Like only a few people knew. And this was at a time when if you made $5, it was all over Instagram. And everybody was like, "I'm in business. I made $5." Like people were just talking up anything they were doing, and she did that under the radar and didn't tell anybody, right? So I looked at her completely different and what her objectives were in this space and her journey. And again, she's worked with some amazing, talented creators. She is now one of those people in her own right and has really been a backbone and a support system for a lot of people because I've been paying attention. I've been watching how you move. She's been a support system for a lot of people, man. Just a really just the type of energy you want to see in this space sometimes when sometimes we seem to be sailboats in a hurricane just floating and reacting to the waves that come into our lives. So, Divine, tell people where they can find you and what you're up to these days.
You can find me on Instagram at @divine_intercession_VR. What am I up to? Just
Everything.
learning. I'm learning. Okay. This shit is changing me. It's changing me. Okay. So
but but you still do readings, right? You're still active with your readings, right?
even with that, I had to like rebrand because I consider myself a coach, not a reader.
Got you.
I just feel like I don't know. I'm becoming undone. I'm just becoming something else. But um, yeah, just you can find me on Instagram. Um, and I'm still here in Horizon. I'm just, you know, moving accordingly, but always creating, and that's it.
Well, listen, thank you for helping me understand what this show could be for people in the community. Again, you really were the first show that made me realize that I might not be doing this VR thing the way it can be done with the way that your show turned out and the healing that happened on that particular show. So, thank you so
Thanks for
much,
having
sis. I
me.
appreciate you so much. Can we get some confetti for Divine?
Appreciate you too. Thanks
All
for
right.
having
Thank you so
me.
much, Divine. All
Thank
right.
you.
And now, oh, just
Oh,
walk off to the side there. There's an invisible barrier. There we go. All right. So I think I see NYC in the wings. NYC. It's NYC, not New York City. Come up to the stage, brother.
It's not New York
See?
Eve. It's NYC Eve.
That's right. So let me tell you how I met Steve. So Steve is a graffiti artist and not a pretend one. Like he's been doing this for a while, up in New York City. Actually did it while I worked on the same block that he was selling his art, and which means I probably ran into him before I actually physically met him a couple of years ago. We had a collaboration where I created a boombox and I allowed him access to the boombox, and he decorated it with graffiti, which to me was still one of the most amazing collaborations that I had done in here because I'm a lover of hip hop, and of course, one of the elements at its core is graffiti, and that was amazing. That boombox still exists to this day in one of my worlds that I actively use sometimes. So, but see, since being on the show, man, tell people who you are, what you've been up to.
Yeah, guys. So, those that don't know me, it's not New York City. It's NYC. Um, I started off in Horizon around December 2021, and my friend was like, "Hey, you not got to get this headset. There's a lot of Facebook developers in here, and a lot of dope things. I was getting into crypto, NFTs, and stuff like that. So when I first came in here, I was actually NYC underscore NFT artist because I wanted to kind of push that the NFTs were the thing at that time. But with that being said, like as far as doing like building and stuff like that, I didn't even want to build to be transparent with you in the beginning. But then I was like, wait a minute, nobody in here is doing graffiti. So I was like, oh, I could do my graffiti letters in here. And when I realized I could actually do graffiti letters, that's when I started doing that. A lot of people started seeing that and asking me to do their uh, logos for their worlds. I created a whole bunch of graffiti fonts because I didn't really like the fonts in here as much. So I started creating my own fonts. And probably around after the first year, I started going. I realized I was, building it here, but I wanted to do something where I could actually bring in, like, work on my real life pieces. So, matter of fact, when I was on in Soho, like MetaClean said, he actually just popped up on me, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's MetaClean right there." He popped up on me, and we were actually going to Yo Afro's show at SOBs, and that's dope. I met Yo Afro before I met her as an avatar. I met her in real life. So MetaClean got a jacket for her, So I spray painted it up for her, and we gave it to her at the event. She used it for one of her videos in real life. So that was super dope. And what I realized too is that I didn't want to be just in the metaverse. I wanted to kind of like push my art because I'm a street artist. I originally started in Soho like 2002, so I haven't been in Soho for 12 years, and because of the metaverse, I was like, yo, I gotta go back to my roots. And my goal was that I wanted to do some real life pieces and start bringing them pieces in here. So I wanted to, go back to the streets. A lot of people know me for doing graffiti hats, like custom graffiti hats on the spot in Soho, Washington Square Park, and I just kind of got back in here recently, and I'm in here, you know, few events here and there, and then I do my thing in the streets. But my goal really is not to be on the streets, forever. So I see a lot of things what's going on in the metaverse, and there's a lot that I see, and I've been seeing this since 3 years already. Like there was a lot of things that I didn't have access to that I have. I can't really say too much, but I have access now, and I'm like, damn, I've been thinking about this 3 years ago. So yeah, I just appreciate Rupert, man. I appreciate you. Actually, I was looking at the picture yesterday of the boombox. There was a picture that popped up with the boombox. So
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was a lot of shapes on there. It probably took up the whole. It probably took up the whole world, but shit, it was a dope
Listen,
boombox though. Say
all I
again.
had room was for a nightstand and the boombox. It was heavy, man. It was real heavy.
Oh yeah. It was heavy, man. It was heavy. Um, yeah, but I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see that there's a whole bunch of dope creators in here. That a lot of you guys I haven't met. Hopefully I get to meet you guys before I leave today. But yeah, I'm just really focused on building. I'm rebranding kind of like my new Graph City. I'm also, I build graffiti worlds. So if you guys haven't been there, I have New Graph City, Graffiti Class 101. But I'm actually gonna be upgrading those worlds. So I'm probably gonna update them to the Trimesh world. So yeah, there's a lot. I'm just focused on a lot of things. But I'm excited what Horizon World is doing. And yeah, I appreciate you, MetaClean,
Of
Rupert.
course, man. Thanks. So listen, man. If like I say, hip hop is in the house for real. Let me get some confetti for hip hop and for NYC. But
I
he
see
has
hip
some
hop in
really
it.
dope graffiti worlds. Like seriously, like this his worlds are some of the first worlds where you could actually spray paint and you could tag. He has a world that actually teaches you how to form the graffiti letters. So definitely stop by, man. Interact with some of this stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, you sell pieces online that people can actually purchase, right?
Well, people can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm actually working on my website right now. So yeah, I'm working on my website. And the cool thing is that a lot of people that I never even met in real life, they bought actual 3D pieces, and that kind of like pushed me to do 3D pieces in real life. And a lot of people that I never even met in real life and here started buying 3D pieces from me in real life. So it's crazy, like how we could just like go back and forth and stuff like that. But one thing I could say is just don't focus on what you could do in here. Like focus on what you could do outside world and bring it in here too. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Steve, appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you for all you do in
Thank
the
you.
space as an artist and everything you do for the culture too, man. Truly,
Yeah,
truly
thank you.
appreciate it, brother.
Thank you guys. And if you guys need me to tag up your world, then come bring my spray can and spray it up. Just let me know.
Let's do it.
Peace out. Peace out.
So I just gotta wave.
Oh, okay. No, no, no. Okay, you let me hang it. All right, cool. It's cool.
All right, can we get some confetti for NYC? Not New York City, it's NYC. Get some confetti. Let's see. Who else is in the audience? I can't see. Is that Cam Bam I see there? I see the stripes. Is Cam Bam still here?
Like the glasses. I had those glasses. I don't know what happened.
Cam Bam, come up to the stage, brother.
Good seeing you,
How you
NYC.
doing, John? Good to see you too.
Oh, you'll have to just walk around, come to the stage. All right, so this one, I say it's always going to be a little different, but this one actually is a little different because Cam Bam is probably one of, not the first person I met, but one of my closest friends on the entire platform and longest. And I'm gonna tell the story and how we met, Cam Ban. So forgive me. So how we
No.
met, Cam. How we met.
Nah,
He
bro.
hates when I tell this story, but it's hilarious. We gotta tell it, man. We gotta tell it. So it was me, Black Harley, and Leo the architect. We were actually in one of Leo's worlds, just checking it out. And then all of a sudden, this dude comes running up with a button-down shirt and a tie and glasses, and we was like, "Yo, who are you, dude? Are you a realtor?" Because Leo the architect is a real architect, but Cam Bam just came up was like, "I need y'all to see my world." I'm not even sure he was there for. I don't think he was there for me. Probably Harley. And he was like, "I need you to see my world." So we're just like, all right. So first of all, this dude's dressed like a real estate agent. But you know what? We stopped. We went over to the world, and it was the first Jamaica lounge. And we're walking through the world, and it was a good world. There was you could still see through the ceiling in places and snaps. So I knew he was new. But then I walked into the restaurant part of the world, and I looked at just this plain white folding chair he had in there, and I was like, excuse my French, oh shit! Like I said to myself, that's one of the most realistic things I've ever seen in Horizon Worlds. And I don't know why I was so fixed on that chair and how well it was made and how realistic it looked. Um, but then, of course, I find out in further conversation that Cam Bam's an actual artist, right? So it all made sense to me. So the way Cam Bam works, and not much has changed, but the way he works in silence, he works alone. That's where he does his most amazing stuff. He definitely does do things with other people. Um, but I recognize that in where he was in his learning journey, it would benefit him to work with other creators who are also talented in that position. So I invited him on a build, right? The Times Square build that the seven of us started. I invited him on that build because I knew working with some of the creators on that build would would not only help him in his own understanding of how to use the tools, but push his creativity. And I think you and Dot got really close because what you guys did with those logos completely blew me away. Again, I take no credit for anybody's creativity, but Cam Bam is just different, man. He's what he's given this community on a consistent level for a very long time has been truly one of the most amazing things to see from a creator on here. Just amazing world after amazing world, whether it be video games, fan base art, or art galleries. Man, he just keeps giving and giving and pouring into this community with creativity, and it truly has been one of the most amazing things to witness. But I'm also really privileged to say that I love you like a brother, man, and just very, very invested in your success in this space. So I'm going to start yapping. I'm going to let you take the stage, tell people who you are, and just talk about what you've done since being on the show and what you're doing with it.
Hey, could everybody hear me? Yes? Awesome. Hey, so for those who I have not had the opportunity to meet yet, I'm pretty sure at some point I will, but my name is Cambam 04.VR, same handle on IG if you want to follow me there. I'm a builder, creator in here. My platform is really mostly based around art, but I dabble in a little bit of architecture, a little bit of gaming, and things like that. You know, I got the headset, really for my kids, but it ended up being like, just window decoration. And I put it on one day, found myself in here, found myself building. But really, what it came down to for me was the people that I've met. I think it's almost safe to say that every single person in this room, minus a few, I've been in build mode with. I think I've been in build mode with 99% of the people in this room. So the thing about me is, I could sit on a build and, I'll excuse myself off the build when it's done and you'd never know that I was there. But I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have had, some personal time with a lot of you where, I'm able to just have that one-on-one. That's really, truly where I'm most comfortable, is being in a space with builders and kind of seeing their potential and having them pull you know, some new thought and idea out of my brain. Um, I truly like the space. You know, obviously I'm here quite a bit. You know, this is my escape. You know, I like coming on here. You know, I try to stay away from the foolishness as much as I can, and just build and create spaces that are unique to the person that visits it. And you know, I always try to, you know, make it to where it's something that you could enjoy, even if it's for a brief moment. And you know, I like being here, and I like, you know, being around you folks, because you know, this is, you know, this is where my fun, you know, really is. I like being creative. So yeah, that's it. I know I'm rambling right now, but
No, it's good. It's good. So, so you just wrapped up. You just dropped a new world, right? You're just wrapping up on the
yes,
Trapped in the Metaverse. You want to talk about how that came
yeah.
to be and what your future plans are?
Oh yeah. So a little bit about Trapped in the Metaverse for those who never really heard the story. The concept really was around how I felt being in, you know, being in the metaverse, you know, bouncing from each of the different platforms, and you know how quickly, you know, we could get consumed within the space. And you know, I wanted to find a creative way to demonstrate, you know, how we feel and how we are through art. And I thought, you know, Trapped in the Metaverse was really a really good um way to present it. So there's 5 different series to that space. So the last one that I did was Trapped in the Metaverse, fin finalis. And you know, it's really just a way to close a chapter on that, you know, that series. So if you haven't been over there, I do implore you to go and check it out. It's a really cool build. And the only reason why I did it is so I could let go of the past and, you know, cut it off right there. And it's the final one. Um, and, you know, look to new horizons, basically, you know, looking to create new art spaces, you know, and, you know, create new experiences. So yeah, Trapped in the Metaverse was definitely one of those, um, at least how I look at it, one of those legacy series where you just go in and it's just an art based on, you know, your virtual experience, you know. And I know it's relatable to a lot of people, because they come in and, you know, it really forces you to kind of put yourself in the art piece and see, you know, see it from a more visceral perspective. Yeah. So
Yeah, man, truly one of the most innovative art curations on the platform. Your presentation is immaculate. Your artistry is impeccable. I feel like Mike Tyson now. Um, I mean, it's just really dope to see how you've shared your creativity with us. Yeah, I'm transfixed because I'm a big comic book guy, and you do some amazing comic book characters. So I'm always spending time in those worlds, just kind of hanging out with some of my favorite characters. But man, what you just given to our community, man, is really irreplaceable as you are developing your portfolio. Um, and listen, just the fact that you're out of that yellow and black shirt lets me know that you're going to be here for a little while because you changed clothes and got rid of those shoes. So
you, you, you caught me in a moment. I actually forgot to change. But yeah, you know,
picture,
change
y'all.
is
You're not
good, you know, every once in a
picture.
while. Yeah. Change is good once in a while, but I still kind of stuck with the stripe theme, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah. All
yeah.
right, let's you want to tell people where they can find you, Cam Bam, or what you have next up?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. So you know, naturally, you know, I think with a lot of people in the room, you know, we're um, you know, I think we've gotten to a position where now we could bring out more creativity. If everybody understands what I'm saying, you know, we have access to certain tools, I'll say, but my goal is to try to bring more of that art base. So I'm definitely looking at launching a new series of art galleries. So that's my next phase right now is bringing like what I could visualize in my head and make it more something, um, to my liking, and something that I could truly put my stamp on. But definitely looking at building more spaces in the space and where you could find me. And if you ever want to see what new worlds I got coming up, definitely follow me on Instagram. It's my handle cambam04.vr. And if you want to hit me up, if you guys got a question about building, definitely hit me up there. I'm very responsive, so um, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Cam Bam, love you, brothers. Thank you so much for blessing the stage and coming out of Billboard tonight. Uh,
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Love you too, man. Take it
so
easy.
I know that's going to head right back now. So, all right, let's get some confetti for Cam Bam. I tell you, man, one thing that with Cam Bam's creative process, uh, he showed me his creative process early on when he built his Army Jeep, and he actually drew the pieces on a piece of paper and figured out how many blocks he would need to build that thing before ever building it. It was the most amazing thing that I saw as he built this thing through drawings on a piece of paper with the exact amount of blocks that he would need to build it, and then just came and banged it out. Which is probably why he's able to manage capacity so well and give so much in his worlds because I couldn't figure it out. Him and Meta Big Chief called me the capacity hog, and I would always get the invite at the very last minute, so I wouldn't take up 50% of the world on building a chair. So, but I appreciate everything you've done for the community, man. It's been truly, truly amazing watching your growth in this space. Now, I can't see name tags. Is there anybody in the audience that has been on Meta Talks Live that has not come up to the stage yet? All right, so I think we've got everybody because I can't see name tags. So, um, is somebody coming? All right. So listen, I want to thank a few people. So this show couldn't happen with me just by myself, right? So obviously, I want to thank everybody in attendance, anybody who's ever came to one of the shows to support the creators, because it's not me you're supporting, it is a creator you're supporting, and I never want to lose sight of that. I'm involved in a lot of business in here. I'm involved with a lot of people's journeys in here, but for me, it's never been about the money. Yes, I like money and we need money to exist, but it's always been about the development of other people. But this platform is transforming now, right? So we understand now that monetary value and the ability for somebody to exist in here by doing business is a thing, and it's getting louder and louder, and it will become a thing, right? We are going to be play a part in our role here in development, but it's also going to have to play a part in supporting people financially. So I say that to say, if you have friends in here that you support and they have businesses or platforms that need financial support, make a purchase, share their world, make sure that they have everything they need to survive for another day. I know support is a curse word sometimes in here, and that's getting louder and louder, unfortunately, and the platform will change because of the monetization. People now will become more selfish, more self-involved. They'll have less time for you and the things that you're accomplishing in the space. But we should never lose sight of who we are as people, as we're stepping over these pennies and missing out on the dollars worth of collaborations and what we can learn from this platform to take with us and own. We don't really own anything on this platform, right? We build, we can have a certain amount of ownership, but at any given time, Meta can take any one of our creative bills and use it as their own. I've seen it happen. I've seen them utilize technologies and assets that were created from the community, and we don't really have much of a say so in it. But what we can do is use this platform to learn and grow as much as possible, support people in their endeavors to learn and grow, and maybe even, yes, financially support them on their journey. I have a business in here. I think just about everybody in here has a business on the platform. So of course, I love support, but I'm not just here for that, right? I really want to make sure that the creators on this platform have all the tools they need to become successful in their own right based on your level of success. Also want to thank a few people that actually made the platform happen, right? So big up for things going wrong, right? Because something going wrong created this platform, which for me is so right. So don't look at whatever you're going through right now as the end. It is an opportunity for you to learn and get a lesson from what just happened and go out and decide what your next step is, not to give up. There are a lot of people that gave up too soon who missed out on the opportunity to monetize, and they would have done phenomenal right now because they didn't see what this thing was becoming, didn't listen to any advice, and quite frankly, forego their future for something that doesn't even matter for people they'll never ever meet in the physical world. And I hate to see that type of thing happen, but for those who still stuck around, understand that the opportunities are abound and you can take this thing to whatever level you can achieve. I've had the opportunity to do some amazing things in VR. I've had consultations with ambassadors of countries. I've dealt with major tech corporations and now looking for towards 2025. Hopefully, some of the things that I'm working out will be able to be highlighted and showcased, and I can share what that process was like for me in order for you to potentially duplicate that process for yourself. So I'm really excited about the future. I do want to shout out Soup Media. Soup is not here tonight, but Soup was actually responsible for recording some of my early shows for me, as well as Meta Big Chief, M5 Divine Time, and CJ. All three hopped in to record shows where even when I realized that I didn't have my shows recorded and then realized that I probably should, which is why I probably missed my entire first season of recordings because I just didn't have the foresight to think to record. But shout out to Beneficial, who's now recording the show for me tonight and has recorded probably 12 of my previous shows that you can find on his website. Um, but listen, I'm extremely grateful and humbled. I truly am. It is a privilege to be here, even as I go through my dark phases at times. My ability to get back to this platform and to people on here truly is passionate, and it means a lot for me to do that for everybody. Because we can be anywhere, right? We don't have to be here where we are. We can be doing anything that we want to do at any given time. So again, my name is MetaClean Rupert. I encourage everybody to hang out if they want to. Drop a like if you feel the world is deserving. Save it. Get ready for season 5, which will start on December the 3rd at 9 p.m. It will be on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. starting in December. We've got 10 shows planned for you for the season, and we're excited to be back and share this community and this platform with everybody. But I lead with this. I lead with a heart of collaboration, of what the future holds for us, how visionary we can become, but also understanding that the ability to tell our stories the way they want to happen can happen through VR. I live by the words create, love, inspire, and add value, and I mean every single letter in that phrase. And if I could do any one of those four things to anybody at any given time, I'm absolutely going to do it. But I encourage you to do it also to make this place better for the person to the left and to the right of you so we can all survive. So that's it. Ben, thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to wrap this up. Can we get some confetti for all our amazing guests? Thank you for those that showed up. I know you're all super busy. There were a few people that couldn't make it tonight. So shout out to Papa Hopper. He was in the building. And I think with all the activities, he left, as well as Burden, Leroy, and B. Aroma said, who were all in the building who didn't get a chance to grace the stage. But I just appreciate y'all, man. I just appreciate everything that goes on in here. And listen, if there's someone in this room you don't know, just go up to them and make a friend. Just click the name tag. That's never changed. We can still do that. But let's network. Let's talk business. Let's talk social. Let's talk to each other and have an amazing time tonight. And I appreciate everybody for coming out. And this one's for Afro. Hey, hey, hey. All right, Fade, if you could hit the music, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for handling the music tonight, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's been fun, y'all. I'm going to try and get back in on my headset. Maybe now it will work now that the event is over. And I love y'all. Peace.